This F-16 fighter jet is the newest member of the museum. It's one of the very first models made and is nearly 40 years old. Museum officials say that it is important to the collection because it is still serving in the military today. Crews responded to a house fire early this morning in Sanborn. When crews arrived to fight the fire, they found a body in the rubble. Knox County Sheriff Mike Morris says despite the crime-like investigation, the cause of the fire is believed to be of natural cause.
At the beginning of each event, we don't know why it happened or how it happened. So to make sure that it's a natural cause or a accidental type situation, we had to prepare for the worst.
The Knox County coroner confirmed that the body was found and the man was pronounced dead earlier this morning.
It was occupied at the time of the fire, and this morning the body of a male was discovered inside the home, deceased, and the Sheriff's Department as well as our office was called there.
The identification of the man has not yet been released. In respect to the family's request, a name will be released Friday afternoon.
We're going to do an autopsy tomorrow afternoon, at which time, once it's completed, we will release the identity, and hopefully we will have a cause and manner at that time.
The Knox County Sheriff's Department will hold a press conference Friday afternoon around 4 p.m. For News Center 22, I'm Tommy Poole. While Merritt hopes that students never have to dial 911 to save an intoxicated friend, he knows that the law is much needed in order to get students back home one last time. For News Center 22, I'm Tommy Poole reporting. Indiana State Senator Jim Merritt knows all too well the dangers of drinking for people underage. He's making it his goal to visit college campuses around the state to spread the word. Merritt isn't alone. He has the help of two mothers who lost their children to alcohol and drugs. Lawmakers approved the Lifeline call. The legislation protects minors in dangerous drinking situations.
We believe that we need a state law that says if I'm at a party and I call 911, I'm under 21 and I should be able to get immunity. That turned into a law.
Merritt says this law could benefit VU students. He hopes students take a simple message back to their dorms.
I beseech you, I encourage you, I beg you to love yourself, love your family, love your friends.
About 250 students filled Red Skelton Friday afternoon. After an emotional seminar, students were touched. Vincennes University students believe this law does help, but still fears enough kids don't understand the full effects of the law.
Too many people aren't really too acquainted with the law. I think it's more of an ignorance of the law thing. Not too many people know about it, as you saw in there. There's more high school students than college students.
While Merritt hopes that students never have to dial 911 to save an intoxicated friend, he knows that the law is much needed in order to get students back home one last time. For News Center 22, I'm Tommy Poole reporting. Collection, one of which gives the museum that new modern taste. This F-16 fighter jet is the newest member of the museum. It's one of the very first models made and is nearly 40 years old. Museum officials say that it is important to the collection because it is still serving in the military today.
F-16 is the same type of jet that they used to fly out of Terre Haute Holman Field with the Indiana Air National Guard. This particular one is a 1980 model. It was in the first group manufactured.
The museum is also fortunate to add this Skyhawk.
We had another museum that was going to get it, but they were dragging their heels and he wanted to get rid of it, so it reverted back to us, and when we got the go-ahead, we were up there the next weekend and getting it. It wasn't a planned acquisition. It was one of those happy happenstances.
This plane is the same model and comes from the same base that John McCain flew out of when he was shot down. There is a possibility that John McCain flew this very plane. The museum also adds a gun mount that comes off a first-generation German tank. The set was built in Hobstadt, Indiana, and gives the exhibit an authentic look.
There was only 2 of them known to exist in North America. There were only 30 of these tanks built. There is one full-size down in Australia.
The museum is always eager to find new things to add to their collection for the community. You can visit the museum during their winter hours, Tuesday through Sunday, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. For News Center 22, I'm Tommy Poole.